By 2026, the world of professional work, well, it's going to look fundamentally different than it does today. The shift we're about to explore is moving way beyond simple tools. We're talking about an era of strategic, AI-driven operations. For coders, it's a leap from writing lines to orchestrating entire systems. And for everyone else, it's a move from doing the work to conducting it. This shift from coder to conductor is exactly what we're going to break down. And no, this isn't science fiction. This is the promise of 2026. Imagine having the ability to execute these incredibly complex, multi-step projects with just a single strategic command. It's an idea that's breaking out of the software world and into every single corner of business. This isn't just about moving faster, it's about a fundamental change in leverage. It's about amplifying what one person or a small team can do by a massive order of magnitude. And you can bet this transformation is backed by some serious economic momentum. Global spending on AI is projected to hit a staggering $2.02 trillion in 2026. This isn't just some venture capital hype either. This number represents a deep, deep investment across the entire stack, from the silicon and the servers all the way to the software services running on top. It's the clearest signal we have that we are way past the pilot phase and into full-scale industrial integration. So, here's how we're going to unpack all this. First, we'll look at that massive productivity leap happening in 2026. Then, we'll get into the core problem AI is solving, something called undifferentiated toil. After that, we'll meet the heroes of our story, AI agents, and see how the human-AI partnership is totally redefining work. And finally, we'll talk about how you can start building your own toolkit for this new era. All right, let's start with the big picture. 2026 is basically the end of the AI pilot program era. Companies are no longer just dabbling or experimenting. They are making AI a core part of their business strategy, embedding it directly into their most critical workflows. Why? To unlock a whole new level of performance and value. So what's the real problem driving this multi-trillion-dollar investment? Well, it all comes down to escaping the digital drag that holds pretty much every professional back. We've all felt this, right? It's the endless copy-pasting between spreadsheets, the manual data entry, the email chains that go on forever just for simple coordination. That's undifferentiated toil. It's all the work that has to get done, but it adds almost zero strategic value. It is, without a doubt, the single biggest bottleneck to productivity in the modern workplace. And the scale of the solution here it's just staggering. AI isn't just chipping away at this problem, it's absolutely demolishing it. We're seeing intelligent automation deliver a 60 to 80% reduction in the time we spend on these routine tasks. Think about that for a second. It's like getting back over half of your day to focus on the work that actually matters. This quote from Mike Abbott at the Thomson Reuters Institute, it just nails it. We're moving from using AI as just another tool to using it as a foundational layer for entirely new business models. This isn't a software update, people. This is a strategic reinvention. So if undifferentiated toil is the villain of our story, then AI agents are definitely the heroes. These are the engines that are going to drive this whole new wave of productivity. According to Google's latest reports, we are living through something they call the agent leap. What does that mean? It means we're moving beyond just asking a chatbot a simple question. We are now empowering autonomous or semi-autonomous agents to execute entire complex workflows for us. And you can really see the evolution here. We started with simple, one-off prompts, right? Now, we're building what you can almost think of as digital assembly lines. These are these interconnected systems where multiple AI agents work together, handing off tasks, coordinating actions, basically running an entire business process from start to finish. Now, these agents usually fall into two main categories. First, you've got workflow orchestrators. Think of them as project managers for digital processes, like managing inventory or routing support tickets. Then you have knowledge synthesizers, which are like these super-powered research assistants that can read thousands of pages of legal documents or visa regulations, and then just give you a clear, actionable summary. And these aren't just ideas for the future. They are here right now. A tool like Ariel can take a TikTok video of a vacation spot and literally generate a fully bookable itinerary. Perplexity gives you real-time answers with cited sources, perfect for fact-checking. Claude is an absolute powerhouse for analyzing documents. And of course, for developers, GitHub Copilot is already acting as an AI pair programmer, which is dramatically speeding up how we create code. So what does this actually look like in practice? This is where we see that before and after moment. This is the rise of what Korn Ferry calls the human-AI power couple. Let's use a classic example of professional toil, planning a corporate retreat for a team that's spread all over the globe. This is a task that's notoriously complex, a real-time suck. The old way is just a chaotic mess of manual work. You're searching for flights from 5 different countries, trying to line up schedules, researching complicated visa rules for a dozen different nationalities, and juggling all of it across countless browser tabs and spreadsheets. It's easily over 20 hours of frustrating, error-prone work. It's a nightmare. Okay, now let's see how the 2026 approach doesn't just improve this process, it completely obliterates the old way of working. The difference here is just staggering. Over 20 hours of work becomes less than 5 minutes. More than 10 different tools are all consolidated into a single interface, and over 50 manual steps are reduced to just one strategic prompt. The outcome isn't a stressed-out planner with a messy spreadsheet. It's a complete, optimized, and bookable itinerary delivered almost instantly. This is that 10x productivity leap in action. But here's the crucial pivot, the really interesting part. While CEOs are chasing technical AI skills, the talent leaders on the ground, they're telling a different story. And why is that? Because the tools can be learned pretty quickly. What takes years to develop and what's truly irreplaceable is the critical thinking and problem-solving needed to direct these agents, to evaluate their output, and to make that final strategic call. And this brings us to our final and most crucial point. How do you actually prepare for this future? How do you build the toolkit you're going to need to thrive in 2026? So, what does this all mean for your career? Look, the future isn't about being replaced by AI. It's about being promoted by it. The most valuable professionals will be the ones who can shift from being the doer to being the conductor, the person who manages and supervises a team of highly efficient AI agents to get to those strategic goals. Your value shifts from pure execution to pure judgment. And we're starting to see real, concrete pathways to develop these skills. New models are popping up, like these structured learning journeys that can take you from being an explorer, just learning the basics, to a builder, getting real hands-on experience, and ultimately to a squad lead, where you're managing teams of both people and AI. The goal is to master these human-in-the-loop skills. This is all about your ability to guide the AI, to verify its output, and, most importantly, to add the strategic value that only a human can. This is where all the new opportunities are, and you can start exploring them today. This shift, from coder to conductor, from doer to director, this is the single biggest transformation happening in the professional world right now. The question isn't whether it's coming, but who will be ready to lead. So I'll leave you with this one question. Are you ready to lead your AI team? Let us know what you think in the comments.